Connection and community make our lives rich and meaningful. They seem to go hand in hand with limited material wealth. By contrast, isolation and disconnection destroy our quality of life. Ironically, they often go hand in hand with material abundance. I have the vision of a world where we enjoy the best of both worlds. It's a world where we have material abundance combined with real community and connection. And I know it's possible. Thank you. This is my story. I was born in Cameroon, in Central Africa. I grew up in Yaoundé, the capital, but we regularly visited our village, the land of our ancestors. As a child, I had a strong sense of belonging to my community. There was always somebody to play with and to talk to and to dance with. Yes, I would sing and dance pretty much every day. In my neighborhood, I knew all the moms, and they all knew me. I was their daughter. There was Mama Jeannette, Mama Lucie, Mama Marie, Manga, and so many more. The dads were also around, but I had less interaction with them. Now, one day, I received news that I was being sent to live in Paris. Oh my God, Paris. We were all so excited. The entire community celebrated my success. They told me that I was very lucky and that I would do great things for my family. But I didn't care about that. All I knew was that I was going to the land of the white man. So excited. Now, on the morning I left my home, many people got up as early as 5 a.m. just to say goodbye. They brought gifts and money and food, and everyone, without exception, had some advice about how to live in Paris, and most importantly, how to handle white people. I promise you, I'm not kidding. But you see, they simply wanted me to take a piece of them with me and to remember them from far away. So I left my home at the age of 9. The only place and the only people I had ever known. The place and the people that knew me. I left my home feeling the care and support of my community. And I arrived in Paris. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to meet my new community. I was dying to learn their songs and their dances and to make new friends. Seriously, and to belong. I was so excited. Now, to tell you that I experienced a cultural shock would be a big understatement. Basically, I left behind a community that was like my extended family, only to experience the isolation of life in the Western world, in the middle of so much material abundance. For example, there was no singing and dancing together as a community. I was so surprised. And I couldn't freely enter anybody's home like I was used to, and that didn't make sense to the little child I was. Also, I didn't understand why I couldn't address my friends' moms as Mama, only Madame Durand or Madame Laporte. Where I came from, once you were friends, you were just like family. I really felt like I was no longer anybody's child. Even inside the home that was supposed to be a safe and welcoming place for me. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel welcome. All I wanted really was to feel that I belonged and that I had a family, a new family. But instead, I felt alone for the first time in my life. And I was in pain all the time, all the time. I was so confused because everybody back home had said that I would have a better life in France. And yet, that is where I experienced the trauma of isolation and disconnection. Yes, the trauma. Feeling totally separated from others and not being witnessed. I cried myself to sleep every single night for such a long time. I missed home. I desperately wanted to go back. I wanted to feel included again and to be taken care of by an entire community like before. But I couldn't go home because apparently this was a better life and I was lucky to be there. I am grateful for the opportunity I had to study and live in the Western world. Because of it, I was able to continue my schooling and to earn a good degree. And today, I have options for my life that I would have never had otherwise. I was able to look after my family in Cameroon as a result of living in France, the UK, and now Canada. So yes, I am grateful. However, this life comes at a cost, a great cost. I know firsthand what it feels like to experience community and to have a true sense of belonging regardless of economic challenges. And I also know the pain of living isolated and alienated in the middle of so much material abundance. I know that material abundance alone is not everything, and it certainly isn't the only measure of quality of life. That I know. Based on this experience, I want to offer you three simple habits that people in the West can adopt to strengthen their relationships to one another and stay connected to their community. Together, these three habits produce the spirit of the village. Let's start with the third habit. The third habit, redefine success. In the West, we are so conditioned to live our lives based on financial considerations. In North America especially, we define success in terms of material abundance or material achievements. So, a big empty house with a huge lawn and a big fence to separate us from others, of course. And of course, lots of privacy and a fat bank account. Now, it's okay to want material success and social status, but making that the primary focus of one's life leads to an empty life. Connection to community is one of the key components to happiness. We know that intellectually, but the truth is, we do not really make it a real priority to live less isolated from one another. How about you and I, we change that? And we become each other's family. Yes? Yes. Thank you. You see, as a child growing up in Africa, my foundation for life was rooted in togetherness. The focus of our traditional teachings was on how to live with each other and how to respect our elders and our ancestors and nature. It was all about relationships before anything else. One of the ways you can begin to bring back the focus of your life to the quality of your relationships is, for example, by incorporating singing and dancing in your interactions with friends and family. Yes, you look scared. Singing, I know you guys. Singing and dancing. You know the words are right here. So repeat after me, please. Clap with me. Merci. Zamina, mina, hey, hey. Oh, you can do better. Let's take it slower. Hold it. Let me start again. Zamina, mina, hey, hey. Nice. Waka, waka, hey, hey. Zamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, jungle, hey, hey. Jungle, hey, hey. Zamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, Eba, zamina, mina, hey, hey. Waka, waka, hey, hey. Zamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, jungle, hey, hey. Jungle, hey, hey. Zamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, Thank you so much. You see, we feel better already, don't we? We feel like family. We have lots of knowledge about the importance of living a more community-oriented life to be happier. We know what to do and why to do it. We know what to do and why to do it. But taking consistent steps towards more togetherness and breaking the cycle of isolation is so challenging to do on your own. This leads me to the second simple habit that Westerners can adopt to strengthen their relationships to one another and stay connected. Do it together. Do it together. You know, in the West, we value self-sufficiency. We associate that with intelligence to the point that most people feel uncomfortable asking for help even when they need it. That is so terrible. We seem to think that to achieve something on our own means we are smart. Growing up in Cameroon, many of the stories I heard as a child taught me about the importance of collaboration and solidarity. There is a traditional story that we all grew up with in most African countries. It is the story of a grandfather on his deathbed. He gathers all his children by his side, and by showing them how one single stick is fragile and can easily be broken, while several sticks in a bundle cannot break, he successfully demonstrates the importance of always being connected and always sticking together, and how much stronger we are as a family unit. When we do things alone all the time, we isolate ourselves from others, and we literally rob them of the pleasure of helping. So let me give you one simple practice that you can do right away. Choose something on tomorrow's to-do list, and then contact a friend or a family member and ask for their help in doing that one thing, even if you don't actually need anybody to do it, because the point is for you to experience collaboration and to see how much more fun and how much better it is to do things together. Ladies, how fun is it to go shopping alone? No, huh? I know. Guys, how fun is it to have a beer all by yourself? So sad, yes? You see, in Africa, we say that to be without a friend is to be poor indeed. Let me repeat this. To be without a friend is to be poor indeed. Now, I am talking about real friends, of course, not those disposable virtual friends we like to collect all the time, yes? Now, the first simple habits that Westerners can adopt to really strengthen their relationships to one another and stay connected is, drum roll. No, you were too late. Live with wisdom. Live with wisdom. What is wisdom? I will tell you. It is having experience and knowledge and the ability to apply them in an appropriate manner. Wisdom is not logic or intelligence, and it is not intuition. Wisdom is essential in developing meaningful connections. In fact, without the guidance of wisdom in our relationships, we are so confused and so lost. We go out and learn techniques that teach us what to say to each other and when to say it. But then, of course, we lack the sincerity and authenticity that can only come from a much deeper place. How do you develop wisdom? It's a secret. In Ghana, they say that you become wise when you begin to run out of money. I knew you would like that one. Luckily, I have another African proverb for you that says this: wisdom does not come overnight. Yes, meaning, of course, that it grows with maturity in time. However, Western culture teaches us to use our intellect all the time, to be rational and logical all the time. We go to school to learn to be smart, but we are never taught to be wise. African cultures believe that knowledge without wisdom is like water in the sand. And in our traditions, it is when a person is older that they are the most valuable for their community, precisely because of the level of wisdom they have reached. So, the question to ask someone would not be, how old are you? But rather, how wise are you? Yes, how wise are you? I believe that it is our friendships that count the most, and that connection to community is essential to our happiness. I believe that it is possible to live a life where we have it all. And that happens when we combine the material abundance found in the Western world with the high levels of community and connection we find in African villages. If you want more of those values in your own life, I urge you to redefine success, to do things with family and friends more often, and to place higher value on wisdom. It has been my pleasure sharing the spirit of the village with you.